So I got a message from someone, and he was like, he has been playing on a particular key, and he's tired of playing on that key. He wants to play in other keys, and he doesn't know how to go about it. All right, so if you're in that category, then this video is for you. So in this video, I'm going to show you some tips you can, follow so that you can start playing in other keys if you are tired of playing in just one key. All right. Okay. So I'm going to start. I'm going to use the key of C as my case study today. So let's say, okay, you have been playing on a particular key, and then you are tired of playing on that key. Now you want to start playing in all 12 keys. Now the first thing to do is to pick one key at a time. All right. So you just pick a key. And let's say the key that you picked is the key of C. You want to start learning how to play the key of C. Now, the first thing you do now, after picking a particular key, is to play the major scale of that key. So we are using the key of C. So you start learning the major scale of that particular key. So that's the first thing you do on that new key that you want to start playing. All right. So the major scale, and it's advisable to do this, play the major scale at least 2 octaves. So if you can do that, first of all, you start with one hand, all right? You start with one hand, like this, slowly, and then you can increase your speed over time. But right now, we are not talking about speed, we're just talking about the accuracy, just knowing the scale, all right? Then after, when you're done with the right hand, then you play with the left hand. When you're done with the left hand, then you put the 2 hands together. So that's the first thing you learn when you go to a new key, all right? Just pick a key and then learn the major scale of that key. So that's how to start. Now, after learning the major scale, what next? You learn the diatonic chords in that key. All right, the diatonic chords are the chords that belong to a particular key. So in the key of C, now the diatonic chords are going to be this. The first chord is going to be C major, D minor, E minor, 4th chord, F major, 5th chord, G major, 6th chord, A minor. The 7th chord is a B diminished, back to your root, your 1 chord. All right, so you learn the diatonic chords and practice it. Right. Sometimes you can use a metronome or a beat just to help you follow a particular rhythm or a particular beat. So you learn the diatonic chords. So when you are done with the right hand, you go to the left hand. Let me go down here. Okay, so you learn with the left hand. So when you are done with the right hand, both hands individually, you can now put the 2 hands together. All right, so that's the next thing. You learn the diatonic chords in that key. The diatonic chords you find in that key. All right, so the next tip will be that you should learn the inversions of those diatonic chords in that particular key. All right, so inversion simply means playing a chord in different ways, using different positions. So for instance, if I have the key of the first chord in the key of C is going to be the C. So instead of playing the C chord in this position, I can decide to take the C up here, and I have a different inversion. All right, so that's what I mean by inversion. And so instead of playing this C like this, I could still as well take this E up, and I have another inversion. Note that when you are playing the inversions, the notes don't change. It's just the positions. So if I have C, in the chord of C, you have C, E, and G. If I play different inversion, it's not going to bring another note, maybe D, to the chord. No, it's just going to change the positions of the note, but the notes remain C, E, and G. So even if I change the inversion, it's still C, E, and G. If I change the inversion, it's still C, E, and G, all right? The note don't change, but just the positions. So you learn the inversions of the diatonic chords, all right? You move to the 2 chord, then the 3 chord. When I say 3, 1, 2, 3, I'm just giving numbers to the diatonic chords. The first one is going to be C. The second one is, when I say 2, just count 2. 1, 2. So this will be the 2 chord. If I say 4, just count 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this will be the 4 chord, all right? That's what we call the number system. All right, so you do that in all the diatonic chords in that key. When you're done with the right hand, you move to the left hand. So this is like a crash course as to how to start playing in other keys, all right, different from the key that you are used to. All right, so we'll go to, all right, inversion also with the left hand. You do that for all the diatonic chords. All the diatonic chords in that particular key. Right now we are in the key of C. So after doing that with the individual hands, you can now put the two hands together. The same thing, you do that. Let's go to the 4 chord now. Let's go to the 5 chord. And take note that if you are doing it, you don't need to be stiff at one place. You do it as your hands are moving, your body's, your torso, everything about you is also moving, tilting to where your fingers are going. All right? So you learn the inversions. All right? That's what I'm trying to say, inversions. You learn the right hand, the left hand, and both hands together. So after learning the inversions, what next? You start thinking about progressions. But before you think about progression, you need to understand the left hand patterns. All right? Because you're going to be using the patterns for your progression. So you think about the patterns. You know, some people just play one note at the left hand, you know, but that's not good enough. You can do better than that. So the first pattern I will give you is just the octaves, the roots and the octave. So any chord you are, you just play the roots and the octave. See? Oh, sorry. All right, so that is the first pattern. The second pattern I'll give you just the root and the 5. So any chord you are, play the root and the 5. All right? So that is the second pattern. Now the last pattern is going to be the roots, the octave, and the 5th. So any chord you are, you play the roots, the octave, and the 5th. See what I'm saying? So after learning the left hand patterns, all right, those 3 patterns are good enough as for a beginner. You could just work on those 3, and it's just what you need for now. All right, so after learning the left hand patterns, you now think about learning progressions. Learning progressions, all right? Okay, so the progression simply means a couple of chords, you know, you play in a particular piece of music or in a particular song. All right, so let's say my progression, the first progression can be 1, 4, 5. So I have my 1 here, 1, then 4, and then my 5. See? Again, 1 chord and 4. I told you about the number system, right? When I say 1, 4, 5, I'm just talking about, you know, the chords. Following is, counting from the first chord in the particular key. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so that's it. Okay, so 1, then 4, and 5. So you need to learn about 5 to 10, you know, progressions, you know. So the second one can be 2 and 5 and 1, all right? The third one can be, let's say, 1, 6, 2, 5, 1. So have a 1 and 6 and 2 and 5. So you can do that with the beat, you know, just to make it more interesting, right? 5. Another progression can be, let's say, 1, 7, 3, 6, all right? So we have 1 and 7 and 3 and 6 and 1 again. Go to 7, 3 and 6. You can see that my left hand, I'm just using those patterns I just showed you. All right, so you learn the progressions. Now, after learning progressions, the next thing you should think about is how to play songs with your progressions, all right? That's why we'll talk about repertoire. So, okay, let's say I want to play this song. You are the mighty God, the great I am. Hallelujah, hallelujah. So that's the song. So the progression will be 1, 4, 5. You are the mighty God, the great I am. Hallelujah, hallelujah. You are the man. So you can see. So you begin to learn simple songs. Start with simple songs. Get simple songs. get the progressions. If you don't know the progressions, you can go online. You just type the song and then the progression. Perhaps you'll find some materials there. So if you can do this in all keys, and in any key you want to start playing, you don't know the key, you don't know anything about the key, if you can follow this process, these tips I'm giving you, in a very short time you start playing in that key. All right. Of course, over time you begin to learn other things like arpeggio, broken chords, and licks, runs, lines, and all those stuff, all those nice stuff. All right. But for a start, you can start with this, and over time you get better in that key. All right. So those are the few tips on how to start learning in a different key, because sometimes it might look so difficult and like, how do I start it? And then you just feel like, okay, let me just remain in my comfort zone of playing in just one key. But if you just follow these steps gently, over time you discover that you're already playing on that key. You need to understand that it's a process. You need to be patient with the process. It doesn't take a night. It doesn't take a week. It doesn't take 2 weeks. It takes some time, all right? So you just be patient with your practice and familiarity. As you are doing all these things I'm showing you here, you're building your finger muscles. You're building flexibilities in your fingers, and over time you get to play it. So when you're done with that key, even before you become very good at that key, you move to other keys. And because all these things, they are interrelated, they are interwoven. As you are learning other keys, you are also strengthening your fingers in the previous keys. All right? So before you become too good at a particular key, move to other keys. Move to other keys. If you can just follow these tips and you're able to play progressions in a particular key, come on, move to the next key and start learning the major scale, the chords, and the diatonic chords and inversions of the next key. So if you can do this, I believe it's going to help you. And if you desire to have maybe one-on-one class, so I can guide you step by step on how you do it, because all these things I say, they have like the major scale, they have the right fingering, the chords, there are a lot of things you need to learn with these things. So if you desire to have a one-on-one class, you can send me a message on my WhatsApp or my email, and then we take it up from there. All right, so I hope you get something from this video. So have a nice time. See you in the next video. Please don't forget to subscribe, to give me a thumbs up, and click the notification bell, share the video to whoever you think it will be useful to them. All right, so thank you. See you in the next class. Hello, please subscribe to Internality of Bible YouTube channel. I've talked about that YouTube channel before, and I need at least 1,000 of you who truly believe in me to please go right now and subscribe to the Internality of Bible YouTube channel. By doing this, you are not only supporting me, but you are also investing in your own qualitative development. The Internality of Bible YouTube channel will help your qualitative development and growth. The channel is a treasure of wisdom, offering a diverse array of content, from films and music to talk shows and preaching, catering for both children and adults. The Internality of Bible focuses on capacity building and fostering spiritual and financial education. Personally, the Internality of Bible has greatly assisted me in building my capacity spiritually and financially. And some of you who are learning from me are also benefiting from the work of Internality of Bible in my life. So please, I want to encourage you to go and subscribe right now. I need like 1,000 of you. The link will be at the description. God bless you as you subscribe, like, and share the video. Take care.